Hello my friends, and welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the latest release of Komorebi, the tiling window manager for Windows, which is written in the Rust programming language. This release is a pretty big deal. The version number is 0.1.31, and you may have heard this called the Hyprland for Windows release. Not sure if I'm going to put that in the YouTube title, but it is a really cool release. There is so much stuff in this release that once again, I had to make notes on my phone so that I wouldn't forget anything. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start off with borders and animations. So, look at these borders. Look at these lovely borders. Do you notice anything about them? They are rounded, and finally now they are also anti-aliased. So let me see if I can zoom in here. How do I do magnify? There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Anti-aliased zoomed borders. So now you can have rounded borders and you won't have the jagged edges. I think this is really cool. I didn't realize how cool it was going to be, but I am sold. I am back to rounded borders. For a long time, if you go back on the previous overview videos, you would have seen me using squared borders, but now I am a rounded borders convert. So I want to give a shout out on this one to LukeU05. There he is. So Luke has been developing Tacky Borders, and Tacky Borders is a great project, and I've had a lot of fun working with Luke to bring over the advances that he made in rendering these borders using Direct 2D with anti-aliasing over to Komorebi. It was not easy, but Luke gave me a lot of time, a lot of support, even while I'm sure he had so much going on in his own life. So thank you very much, Luke. Huge thank you. I'm sure from everybody who has been waiting for this. All right, what do we have? So we have one more thing on borders, but before I get into that, let's talk about animations. So, where is the ticket for that? I think it's under refactoring. So, the Arturka, the master of animations, drop him a hello, a thank you, a like if you love the animations in Komorebi. He did this huge refactor on the animations engine, which now means that we can implement animations not just on window movements. So look at these animations on window movements. Very nice, very smooth, very sleek. It's so cool. Like, I'm not really an animations guy, but it's undeniable. This is incredible. Very nice. But also, if you switch your focus, if you pay attention as I'm switching focus, you'll see that the transparency on the unfocused window is now also animating in and out. Really cool. I'm very happy with this, and it also opens the door to having different kinds of animations on different things, right? I'm not sure what they would be, but now we have a way to do that. Which is super cool. And the border thing, you may have noticed while I was doing this, the borders are finally moving and being animated along with the windows. It makes a huge difference. For the last, I want to say 2 releases, whenever we were doing window movements like this, we would disable momentarily the border, and then once the window had reached its final location, then we would redraw the border. But this is a lot nicer, right? And okay, check this out. So I have now a floating window it just moves. It moves along with it. And if I use Alt Snap to do the resizing, very cool. The borders are with it. Yep, I really like that. There's one other thing with the borders. So with the resizing now, isn't that cool? I don't know how to put this into words, but isn't that freaking cool? I am super happy with this. I hope you will be super happy with this. Please do show some love to Luke Yu and to the Arturka for all of the support and all of the legwork that they have done in making these advances possible. Super cool. That's like the main thing when people are talking about, oh, it's Hyprland for Windows, it's Hyprland for Windows. There's like a generational thing, I think, with tiling window manager users and people who are a little bit older, like me. We're from this generation where we want all of our like workspace switching to be instantaneous. We want our window movements to be completely without delay, without animations. But you know what? The new generation has won me over on these window animations. Super, super cool. The bar has seen a whole bunch of work. If I just Control F, you're just gonna see bar. So where to start? I actually wanted to do a live demo because there are so many options and I thought it'd be really cool to show. So we have now grouping options. And actually, before I get even further into this, CT Byte is who I want to give a shout out to. How do I get to CT Byte's profile? This is CT Byte. CT Byte has decided to become the master of the komorebi bar. So much of the work has just come from CT Byte on this. It's been a lot of fun for me as well, mentoring on this, I guess. And it's really fulfilling for me, I guess, in a way that, you know, I built the foundations of the bar, I hooked it into komorebi with the event system, and I put it in a place where even people who are quite new to Rust, quite new to eGUI, are able to jump in and make all of these cool changes that you're about to see. So first up in those list of cool changes is the grouping. So we now have a couple of different types of grouping. Alignment. Let's take a look at that. So it's not usually like this. It's because I'm zoomed in at like 225%, but you get the idea. It is grouping by left and right. Actually, wait, let me see if I can just restart the bar real quick. There we go. So we have this grouping here. Very, very cool. The next kind of grouping is for the entire bar. I think it's gonna do, yeah, same thing again. So this goes throughout the entire bar. Actually, this looks really nice. I might do this for a while. Yeah, I like this. And the other grouping, the one that I have been using, is the widget grouping, which is this one where every single widget is kind of like, it has a little group. There are also now options for center widgets. What's a center widget that I can just show quickly when I grab this and put it here? Hey, we have widgets in the center now. Super cool. I'm still not sold on center widgets, but a lot of people really wanted them, and now they're here. So enjoy your center widgets. What else do I have here? So now when you have a floating window, the floating window has its title shown here, and it also updates here. So like if I go to google.com, it's gonna show up here. Very nice. I like that a lot. Oh my god, I forgot about the coolest freaking thing. I'm gonna have to turn off a couple of these to have the space to show it, but this is very, very nice. This is like 100% very, very nice. Okay, so now you have the layout widget with these super cool icons. And so like this is BSP, this is columns, this is rows, and you have like these neat little icons that have been rendered. There's that's toggle tiling, this is monocle, this is to pause, I think. Yeah. So really nice, and then I guess like you can click on them and they're going to change you to that layout. So if you are new to komorebi, you want to try out the different layouts, you want to see how it's like with different apps, you can just enable the layout widget and you can play around with that. Super, super freaking cool. I just only use this layout pretty much, so I'm not getting that much from it, but I can definitely see how new users will get a lot from this one. We have also, what do we have? We have different like styles. So right now I'm using the default with shadows, blur for offset, that, spread, that. And you know, you got these nice little shadows, but you can also now, so let me get the autocomplete up. You can also have like glow, which will use your this color, the accent color, to give a nice little glow. So that is very cool. I'm very happy with that. You can change the rounding now, so you can see I have rounding at 5. Got a little bit of rounding going on there. You can change the transparency alpha for these widgets. You can also change the transparency alpha for the space behind the bar. So you can see I have this set to 0, completely transparent, all the way through here, through the back. And then for the actual units of grouping, I have it set to 255, which is fully opaque, which is why you have the backgrounds. Oh, and before I forget, you now have clickability indicators, right? So you had these before here when you're clicking to go to different workspaces, but now, and I think this is maybe more useful to show here. So you have the clickability indicator here to switch to different windows in a stack. Do you want to change the format? You know, different widgets do different stuff when you click on them. So try it out. Now you know which ones you can try out, because when you hover, you have this clickability indicator. Ooh, whirlwind tour of the bar. There might be something that I'm forgetting. Sorry if I am. There's just so much. And even now on the master branch, I just merged a whole load of bar commits. Check this out. Bar. Just like a whole page of changes to the bar. It's really cool. I did not think that we would get this much flexibility out of eGUI when I started, and now it's a bit of a balancing act between, okay, we can do much more complex stuff than we initially thought, which is great, but also how do we maintain the identity of the bar as a low friction, low configuration bar, right? Because if I put this up against other bars like Z-bar, like YASP, those are great bars for spending hours and days and weeks and months tweaking little things to your heart's content. And if you have the time for that, if you're at that point in your life, I would highly, highly recommend you just go nuts. Like download Z-bar, download YASP, and just get into it, live your best life. However, if you're at my point in life and that does not sound like fun anymore, and it was a lot of fun for me back in the day, not so much now, but if you're at my stage of life, komorebi bar is like, hey, this is a nice little bar. It just integrates with komorebi like you expect, and it just works, and you don't really have to do anything to it, right? You just load up the default config and you're good to go. So yeah, try out the other bars if you want to do crazy customization, but there is now a little bit more customization in komorebi bar. There will probably still be a bit more customization to come. We're just gonna have to find out how to maintain that balance. And what do I have here now? The last section on my notes is about CLI commands. So we have, maybe I can get the commits up. We have a couple of new commands. So we have the cycle stack index command, which for people who use really big stacks, like this is only a stack with 3 windows, right? But I imagine like if you have a stack of 5+ windows or multiple stacks of 5+ windows, sometimes you want to change the order, the index order of the windows in the stack, right? I imagine a common use case is that like you want to flip back and forth like this, right? But what if you wanted to flip back and forth between Z and PowerShell? This is not a good example because you can cycle around, but let's say there was something else after PowerShell here, right? And you wanted to move PowerShell to be next to Z. So now you can do cycle stack index previous. Let's see, komorebi C cycle stack index previous, and now PowerShell is next to Z, and you can flip between them like this. So, if you're somebody who is deep into the stacking workflow, this one is for you. We now have a close workspace command. I didn't know I needed this, but I guess I did. So sometimes you may find yourself making ephemeral workspaces that are not part of your declarative workspace configuration. And then you end up, once you're done using them, you end up with 4 on the bar or 5 on the bar or whatever. But now you can just hit close, and the default action is it will take you back to the last focused workspace. So if I'm on chat, then I go to 4, then I hit the close workspace bind. Should take me back to chat. What happened there? Am I doing it right? What the frick? Man, this is the thing with making live videos. It does not work the way you want it to. It worked one time. Can't close that one. There we go. That time it worked. So you can close the workspaces. If you do notice any bugs, any weirdness with close workspace, send me the logs, open an issue. There probably is something there, but I'm not going to debug it on an overview video. We now have also a komorebi C kill command. So let's take a look at this. And so this will kill a background process started by komorebi C start. And it's usually going to be whkd, autohotkey, the bar process, or masir, which you can now also start. So if I get to show off another thing here, right? So if you already have komorebi running and you just want to start one of these processes, now when you do komorebi C start, let's take masir for example, it's going to be a lot faster. That took about a second because it's not waiting for komorebi to be accepting messages if komorebi is already running. So now I have the focus follows mouse of masir. So I'm moving my mouse, and as I move on to a different window, it is changing the focus. But if I want to kill this without terminating komorebi, I can run komorebi C kill -- masir. That has stopped. and now the focus follows mouse behavior has gone away. What else do I have on my notes? Start is now much faster. Yeah, I just demoed that. So yeah, how about it? That is the highlights reel of version 0.1.31 of komorebi, the tiling window manager for Windows. I hope you enjoyed it. If this is your first time watching anything about komorebi, if this just came up on your feed, if you like what you see, try it out. We have a quick start video here. It is a link to a YouTube video with ads, and if you watch a little bit of the ads, we get some ad revenue. You know what? It's kind of weird that... Oh, okay, maybe it's not that weird. I am not signed in. But even when I'm signed in, I still get the ads on my own videos. What's that about? Anyway, you can get started really quickly with the quick start video, like less than 10 minutes. Super easy. If you want more advanced configuration help, you can join us in the Discord server. If you want to stay up to date with all the cool new features, get notifications about the overview videos like this one of future releases, just make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. And yeah, that's where we're at. I'm very excited. I'm still excited about this project. Like 3 years on now? Damn, that's crazy. 3 years on. I'm like, every time I think I'm done, there's always something new to do. And this project grows with me, it grows with my needs, it grows with your needs. I've said this before, it's truly a highlight of my life that I get to work on this with so many people who are so excited about it. We're at 9.9 thousand stars. I guess we'll probably get to 10,000 stars before the end of this year. And, you know, we have like this huge community on Discord as well. I think we're nearly at 2,000 users there now. 104,000 downloads. Damn, that's insane. Thank you all so much. It means a lot to me. It's a very important and precious part of my life. It brings me a lot of joy, and it brings me a lot of happiness to know that sharing what I'm building with you all also brings you happiness and you joy, and hopefully also some level of sanity if you are forced to use Windows against your will. On that cheery note, why don't we go ahead and say thank you to all of the sponsors of this project. Starting from Sayandeep, thank you. Thank you also to David, Thomas, Chris, Timothy, Azine, James, Pavel, Felipe, private sponsor number 1, Enno, Andrew, Johan, Eli. Eli Pinkerton is like such a cool name because I'm thinking about the Weezer album, Pinkerton. I digress. Thank you, Johan, Cody, Amr, Nia, private sponsor number 2, Eber, Chris, Malco, Purian, Harold, Andy, PJHFGGIJ, Pyro, DM1681, Darian, Surefire, Kilroy, my boy, Evan, Nicholas, Alex, Solomon, and of course the OG, the original sponsor who is still going years and years later, my friend Hisayuki. Thank you all so much. It means so much to me. Yeah, where would I be? Where would I be without your support? If you too would like to join the peoplehood of the sponsors, you can come on over to the sponsor page. You can become a one-time sponsor. You can become a monthly sponsor. You'll get these shoutouts. You'll get a special role on the Discord server, my unending gratitude, and yeah, I'm actually one of the people that you can talk to on the Discord servers that they run. Right, crazy. I'm still like, yeah, I don't know how people who have like hundreds of thousands of followers do it, but I only have like 2,000 something on YouTube. Do I have more? I don't know. But yeah, you can come, you can hang out on Discord, you can chat to me. And we are a very nice, friendly community. And I put a lot of effort into shaping it like that. So if you are familiar and put off by not very friendly, not very welcoming, maybe even rude online technical communities, the komorebi community is not like that. And I hope everybody feels happy and welcome there, because I feel very happy being a part of it. Anyway, if you are not in a position to sponsor, I'm looking for the YouTube link and I can't find it. It's here. If you're not in a position to sponsor, the very next best thing that you can do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. The GZ Codes YouTube channel is a monetized YouTube channel, which means that all the time that you spend interacting with the channel, like, you know, watching 5 seconds of an ad before you click skip, all of that stuff, it turns out to be just a really simple, easy, and importantly, passive way for you to financially contribute to the development of komorebi and all of the other things in the komorebi ecosystem. Speaking of the ecosystem, we now have, I should have done this earlier in the video, we now have an awesome list. So if you have been doing cool stuff in the komorebi ecosystem and I haven't already put your project or your tutorial or your video on here, just open up PR, add your cool stuff. This is the one-stop komorebi ecosystem shop. A whole bunch of cool stuff on here. Please do go through it, show some love to the people who are making this ecosystem a fun and productive ecosystem to be in. All right, my friends, on that note, on that cheery note, I hope that whatever you all do today, you have a great day. Free Palestine, and I'll see you all back here next time.